Yes, boys and girls, we've arrived in the uncharted territory of 2023.
We're in the middle of nowhere!
What awesome new adventures and flicks await. With the age of COVID film delays finally over, we can return to our regular theatre-going experiences. We have a lot of cool titles to look forward to this year from all genres of the spectrum, from animation to live action. So yeah, here are my top 10 movies of 2023 that are most anticipated for me. Again, it's my list, so you know, don't get pissed off if I mention or don't mention certain titles. But yeah, let's get into it. Shoo. So with the last minute switch up, I decided to put 3 films in the number 10 spot.
That's cheating. Cheating! It's a jigsaw puzzle! You can't cheat!
Being the Black Clover film, Slam Dunk, and Makoto Shinkai's Suzume. This channel, come on, like I have to represent some anime love. Black Clover, a shonen fantasy series. Finally happy that it's getting some limelight for once in the mainstream. It's always been like under the shadow of like My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and other like new generation anime. I'm behind on Black Clover myself, but this should give me the incentive to finally like actually sit down and watch it before the movie comes out. Slam Dunk as well, I'm currently watching that. Top tier sports shonen. And of course Makoto Shinkai's Mizume. People say he's the next Hayao Miyazaki in like the anime world. I guess I can somewhat agree. I loved Your Name. I saw Wuthering With You in cinemas, beautiful experience, and I can't wait to see what he does with his next feature. So yeah. Next up is Rebel Moon. It's one of those occasions where I see the director's name and I'm watching it regardless, despite the fact that the Snyderverse of the DC universe of movies is pretty much not coming back, which I'm kind of content with. I'm glad he's finally found a home on Netflix with his zombie Army of the Dead films and his upcoming Rebel Moon. I have no clue what this film is about. Yeah, it looks like a hybrid between Star Wars and Star Trek, put Snyder's visual flair upon it, and yeah, I'm gassed. I'm excited, man. I can't wait. Another example, when I see director's name, a biopic on President Robert Oppenheimer's life during the events of the creation of the atom bomb. I think the movie itself is going to be in black and white completely, and to be fair, that's like a first cinematic experience for myself, so I'm kind of excited for that. The only other film that I can think of that's done that's quite big in terms of like popularity is Schindler's List. Well, but also I don't think I've seen such a stacked cast of A-list actors in a single film in my life. Going to be there day one, legit. Yes, our first comic book related movie on this list, it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. What did you expect, a Marvel or DC film yet?
Got it!
It's been a while since we've actually had the cinematic TMNT feature, and I'm gonna be honest, I generally didn't mind the Michael Bay films. I'm very much lukewarm on them. I'm very aware like there's a lot of bad things in that film, but there's a lot of good things in that film as well. But what I want to see in this new movie is to capture the original vibe of the Mirage and IDW comics specifically. The perfect fusion of the grand, gritty, Frank Miller inspired story that can become very, very violent, but also have this like absurdist nature to the story as well, whether they go to space or time travel and so on. It's CG animated, so I'm hoping the team follow that into the Spider-Verse style film, you know, that multi-layered style of animation, comic book paneling, and I think it will fit perfectly with the Turtles.
Yeah! I love being a turtle!
The 6th film on this list is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is the final chapter with this crew, James Gunn's last hurrah before he leaves the MCU, spearheading the DCEU, good luck to him. And I think this is going to be a special one. Unlike the rest of the other Avengers who have been rotated in and out of the roster and have had a lot of mixed reception, especially in this past Phase 4. But with the Guardians, all the core players are still there. And yeah, I think we're going to lose some characters, a lot of beloved characters. And damn, it's going to be emotional. A lot of exciting things to see. The team is finally in the Nova Corps uniforms, been wanting to see that forever. Rocket's backstory, and of course the introduction of Adam Warlock. If you don't know the comics, he's a very, very big player in the Marvel landscape as a whole. I don't care what anyone says, I legit love majority of the Transformer live action films. And I'm so stoked that we're finally getting an adaptation of the Beast Wars cartoon with Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Since the day that photo dropped with the director sitting behind the Autobots, I was so excited. You really can't go wrong with the G1 designs. Just a reminder, this is also a soft reboot of the Transformer universe of films with Bumblebee onwards. So this is the 2nd film onwards from Bumblebee, if you guys are not up to date with that. And I don't know if this is just me, but I'm actually very, very like happy that like for once the companion Autobot with the human is not Bumblebee. I think it's actually going to be Mirage. It's just so refreshing, legit. The main problem with the Bay film specifically is that they focus way too much on the humans than on the robots. And everyone else is completely sidelined besides like Optimus and Bumblebee. Ironhide, Grimlock, Ratchet, Sideswipe, Jazz, everyone's just like background fodder. But I'm hoping this movie fixes that problem and we actually get to see more like development with the Transformers themselves. So yeah, I'm very excited. And of course Predacons as well. Insecticons, Beast Morphers, we got Cheetor, we got Optimus Primal. Oh, I'm so excited. Now, I don't know if this was just me, but when I came out of watching Dune Part 1, I was like, hell no. The fact that I have to wait 2 years to get the second part is going to be torture. And now we're here. Time went so quick, I'm so gassed. This may be a hot take, but what Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy did for fantasy adaptations is what I think Denis Villeneuve's Dune will be for the sci-fi genre. And of course, I love the world. I want to see more of the politics. I want to see more of the world building, the Empire, the Emperor, of course, and the other houses.
Atreides!
Looking back on this list, it doesn't really generally have a hierarchy. It's more of a clickbait title, to be fair, saying top 10. But for these 7 previous movie titles, they can really be interchangeable depending on my mood and how I feel and how close they are to release date. But for these top 3 movies, they are solidified as my most anticipated movies of 2023. Specifically as a gamer fan, specifically as an action film fan, and specifically as a comic book fan. So here we go. Super Mario Bros. The movie. Or was it Mario? Or was it the Mario Brothers movie? No, wait, that's the bloody like crappy 90s adaptation. That's not a Mario film. No, I might have to rewatch that actually, just for the bands. Actually, I might do that. Super Mario Bros. The movie. I didn't expect how much I would love that first teaser that was revealed, but when then they showed the second trailer with Donkey Kong, the Mushroom Kingdom, the Rainbow Road at the end, yeah, that just sealed the deal for me. I'm so gassed. I'm so glad that we live in an age where there is some justice happening to video games, to adapting them into films, into featurette films, and I hope that actually continues with the Mario Bros. You never know, if this is a big hit, we might get a Zelda film, we might get a Kirby film, we might get a Metroid film, and so on. Hell, like the fact that Sonic's been successful, Detective Pikachu, we may have a Smash Bros. Title down the line, you never know. As a Mario fan, from what I've seen, from the music cues, from the level design, from all the little Easter eggs, I think this is going to be a special film, and I cannot wait. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favourite animated movies ever, period. It was so good. I didn't expect it to be that good. Even as a Spider-Man fan, as a Spider-Man film, it's up there with Spider-Man 2, legit. I know, I didn't see it in theatres, and that was like one of the biggest regrets I've ever had in my life as a film fan. But that's definitely not happening with Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. First of all, it's a Part 1. I love Part 1 in films. That gets me gassed. Miles is back, but this time with an infinite more amount of Spideys, from Spider-Gwen to Spidey 2099. My boy Miguel O'Hara's finally getting to get some limelight. What I'm expecting is just like another Miles to pretty much don that cowl again and become the Spider-Man that he was always destined to be. Even though he technically became Spider-Man in a way, he was technically still a boy, but I think this is the film from Part 1 and Part 2 is like where he transitions from Spider-Boy as like the amateur being mentored to like the Spider-Man, like the leader, like the definitive Spider-Man that he always was meant to be, like the way he was in the Ultimate Comics. But you know, we don't talk about that anymore because it's finished. Oh yeah, let's move. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, what can I say? Rogue Nation was my movie of 2015, Fallout was my movie of 2018, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning has to be my most anticipated movie of 2023. 2 movies that are part 1s of a series that are coming out very, very soon. How cool is that? We are coming off Top Gun Maverick as well, so like deep that. People like Tom Cruise, like that type of actor and film star, is sadly dying out, and even as he gets older, he still manages to somehow break limits within Hollywood. And even if you haven't seen it, there's like a 10-minute BTS featurette of one of the background stunts that had to do where at the end of the trailer where he jumps off the cliff with the motorbike. Just watch it and you're like, how the hell did these guys are something else legit. These next 2 films definitely feel like a concluding chapter to the Mission Impossible franchise as a whole. Ever since Christopher McQuarrie had to come in to do Rogue Nation and everything after, I love the fact that these films have become a lot more character driven, and I'm all for it. Since well, back in the day, they used to just be action films, but from Rogue Nation onwards, you actually feel so much for these characters, from Ethan Hunt, Benji, Rebecca Ferguson's character, and everyone in between. Opening IMAX, I am there. Yep, and that was my list of the most anticipated films for 2023 for me. What is it for you? What are you lot looking forward to in this upcoming year? Please make sure to like, comment down, subscribe. And with that said, I shall see you guys next time. See you in the theatres, and peace.